Roll up, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest podcast on earth. Step right up and experience the magnificence that is the Two Ring Circus podcast. You'll gasp, you'll laugh, and you'll be amazed at what comes next.
Amazing.
Don't worry about the smell. It's just the stars of our show, Tom Italiano
Hello.
and Matt Bradshaw. Welcome!
We should do another intro for Pobbers. And then Pobjoy.
No, it's fine. I don't need that. Not necessary.
Hey, Andrew Pobjoy, welcome to episode 11.
This is very exciting. I want to shake both of your hands. Thank you for making the trip down to Geelong.
Oh, well, I came all the way from Lara, but Matt came from the southeastern suburbs.
I came from almost as far away as it's possible to come from.
That's an epic journey. See, that's an odyssey.
Yeah, but it's worth it. Look at this place.
It's kind of cool, right? Didn't look like this when we first got here. It had dirt on the floor.
Oh, so like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my house.
No, it was actually just dirt.
And semen in the fried rice.
Yeah, that's right. No, that is another story. This was a very famous...
Allegedly.
Yeah. You can see, you can
Is
look
that
it
why?
up.
Is that why the place closed?
Yeah, pretty much. And it was haunted by a whole series of ghost cats as well.
Ghost Cats. Oh
Ghost
my god,
Cats.
that's
Ghost Cats.
That's a cartoon series I envisioned
Ghost
when I
Cats.
was a kid.
Ghost Cats.
Is that also because of...
The content of
Oh,
the ghost.
Can I ask you now?
That's right.
So this used to be an Oriental
Chinese
restaurant.
Yes.
Right.
Oriental, that's what they used to call it. You used to say that word. In 1950s Geelong, you could definitely say that. No. Geelong had a long history of being rather intolerant of, and you know.
And
Unlike
never
the rest of
had.
Australia.
Oh no, we were particularly bad. There's photos of A-frames at the front of restaurants saying no Greeks or Italians, and
Yeah, right.
really horrible. I mean, thank goodness things have changed, but this was...
Were they bragging?
Come
in here.
The contents of their dim sims contain no Greeks and no Italians, just cats. No, but
Well, Geelong never had a cat problem until this place
it's
closed
true.
down. Now it's overrun.
That's right.
That's why they call it Geelong Cats.
The Geelong Cats. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, for God's sake.
But for a long time, this was one of the only places you could go and eat out. Like it was a big treat to go to the T&Y Cafe. And
So it was an adult restaurant.
Listen, no, they used to, and this is before takeaway containers. They used to do takeaway, but you would bring your own saucepan in, and they would fill your own saucepan up with their fried rice, and you would take it home. And it's really cool. A very sustainable idea. I'm sure there's hipsters in Northcote somewhere doing exactly the same thing.
Oh, there is, definitely. Yeah.
Bring
I
your
used
own
to-
saucepan.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, and they used to...
You introduced me to one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that how that happened?
Yeah, Pobbers is my pimp.
Yeah. I'm actually Steve Vagona's pimp too, as it turns out. I'm responsible for that one as well.
Congratulations on so many levels.
Yes.
Yeah. To be fair...
50-50.
To be fair, not really a pimp.
No.
Introduced me to my two longest relationships, so that's not...
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Two?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pobbers is...
Matchmaker, make me match. Musical Tourette's, it's a
Pobbers
problem.
is the human Tinder.
Yeah.
I'm Geelong.
Quick swipe me.
So, we didn't really tell anyone where we are.
Sorry, no, we are. No, you should never talk before the podcast. I'm learning this rule.
Yeah.
We are at, so for people who are watching and listening, and for us, just so we know where we are at Piano Bar version
2.0.
2.0. So
2.0.
I will preface this with saying, so Andy and his wife Jess opened a piano bar just up the road in
Little Mallet Street.
Little Mallet Street, so the next one adjacent?
Yes.
Yeah, horizontal?
It is. Yeah.
Perpendicular? No.
Yeah. It's like a Hoddle grid, like they got in Melbourne.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's
You're
one
allowed to
street,
say
then another
parallel.
one.
Parallel.
Parallel.
Because that would also be correct.
Yes.
Parallel would work.
I often have to just go through all of the words until I find the one.
The right
Okay,
way.
no, fair
Like
enough.
a telly
That's
box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are now on Big Mallet Street.
Yeah.
Big Mallet Street.
Just-
Otherwise known as Mallet Street.
It's true. It's true.
And so you opened that place 3 years ago?
2.5.
2.5.
Yep.
And
well, it
quickly,
started out, it was a bit weird because I'd been talking about doing something like this for a very long time. And the one thing that every musician craves is gig security. We just want to have a regular gig. I mean, that's what I
Matt and I
wanted.
looking at you like, what? What is this thing?
I mean,
What is this thing?
it's the holy grail. I mean, that's what we're looking for, right? It's, you want to get out there and it's quite nerve-wracking in winter when you look at that calendar and there's no weddings and there's nothing in there and you go, yikes. So the whole idea was just to replace 3 gigs a week with something, and it made sense. But I've been talking about doing this for a long time.
Was that prior to, because you spent quite a while working on cruise ships?
Yeah. It was just after the cruise ship thing.
So you did piano bar guy on the ship and went, I could just do this at home.
I could do this at home.
And not have to go on a ship.
You better believe it. And you know, I made the really good habit of asking the bar manager at the end of every shift, how do we do tonight?
Yeah.
And you hear those numbers and you go,
great.
That's not fair. I know what I was getting paid a month.
Yeah.
And we were almost doing that every night over the bar. And I just went, that's not fair.
Is your background as a working muso though?
Yeah. Just covered bands in the early days and then, just sitting in the corner doing like background Burt Bacharach jazz sort of stuff.
Well, I met Andy when you were 18.
It's true.
Andy was 18 playing keyboards in this band that I joined. I was living
You
in
were
Melbourne.
hoodwinked into.
Yeah, and I bumped into Tony
drummer.
Paulo in a music shop in Geelong. I was just down visiting mum or something like that, and then just went to the music shop and Tony said, we're looking for a guitar player, do you want to come and play? And I was like, not really.
Tony's the wiry guy that always plays with no shirt on,
Yeah. With the cricket bat sticks. Cricket stump sticks, the really thick sticks. And so anyway, I kind of went, all right, yeah, sure, I'll come and have a play. And I walked in and Andy was this really, like little 18-year-old guy with his keyboard. I was just like, and I walked in going, I'm not really that keen on playing in the band, but I want to play with Andy, so I'm just going to do it.
It was very nice.
Because it was just all like that straight away, this guy's fun.
And it was a really good thing because then you introduced me to the next version of that band when everybody else...
Re-Dash Surge.
No, absolutely.
The band was called
Dash.
Re-Surge, and then we became Re-Dash.
Re-Dash Surge.
That was when Rocky and Steve
Yeah.
and Richie joined up.
Yeah, right. Which is marvellous. That was a very, very nice lineup.
2000?
Yeah. Roughly.
Oh, well, before that, I was in the band 98.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
98, yeah.
Yep. When we met Jeff Kennett one time.
Oh, he came to the courthouse.
And he played the guitar with his thumb. Like this, he took a big pose.
We used to rehearse at the Geelong...
You know when people don't know what they're doing with the guitar?
We've got a photo of that, don't we?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how we met, and then so yeah, Andy then played in every band. You did a jazz CD that you recorded live at GPAC.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then pretty much from there it was just weddings and gigs, which is just the standard stuff that we do. We just say yes to everything. But the weddings were really good for a long time. Really good.
And you played with my brother for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were
In
the
the
bigs.
bigs. I was one of the bigs. I booted out Dave.
Dave Stanford.
He's never let me live that down. It's he's still dark on me about that.
Fair enough. If
fun,
you remember it as booting him out, then fair, he probably does too.
I think
Not
so.
just I replaced someone. That's different to replace.
But he was just making up numbers, let's be honest. I love you, Dave, if you're listening, but
Oh, there's some hashtags this ep.
I'm throwing a bit of shade here. It's not good.
So you went on the cruise ships and you went...
This is amazing.
Why do I have to leave my family to come and do this where I could probably do it?
It was brutal. The first one I did was
10
10 weeks, and I said yes to it on a whim. A lot had happened, actually. I've been selling mobile phones for 4 years because we were renovating a big house.
Oh, you got me my cool phone number.
Yeah, that's right. All those 3s and 5s. But we ran out of money, and the bank don't lend money to musicians. They just don't. And I was doing all right. I was still gigging like 4 nights a week and working my tits off at the phone shop and renovating the house that just was like a nightmare. But that's the reason I had to go and get a job. They wouldn't, So I'd come off 4 years of doing that and like 3 years renovating that crazy house, and then because we didn't want to live in it. Because the best thing about renovating that place was you get in there and it was beautiful. It was everything the way we wanted it. And then Jess, my wife, decided that it was haunted.
Not cats though.
Not cats, no ghost cats, just ghosts or whatever.
I'm telling you, ghost
So
cats is going to
she
be
couldn't
great.
stand being there, so I'd spent all this time and all this money doing it up, and then didn't like it. So we moved back to our old house, and then we put that on as
Your
serviced
house
apartment.
is shit hot though.
It's a nice house.
It's really
We're
nice.
lucky with
It's
it.
lovely.
But so I was Sadie the cleaning lady too for a while. So it's really interesting cleaning a hotel room. Like it was on
so you ran it as a B&B.
Yeah, B&B.
Yeah.
Man, the things you find. And you think that the girls would be really neat, but
No.
they're not. No, and the
I used to be a
blokes-
cleaner. I used to clean toilets. The female toilets
Girls are
were way
disgusting.
more disgusting. Men's toilets smell.
And if you ever open that plug hole, you go, I wonder why the thing, and pull out of the plug hole the hair.
Yeah,
and
lots
the,
of hair.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah, chicks are hairy.
They are hairy.
Yeah.
They don't look. I mean, they do a good job of not making themselves not hairy.
well,
but that's where the hair
where
is.
it
all goes down
That's
the
where it
road.
goes. Absolutely.
It's all got to go somewhere, man.
Yeah.
And they don't understand how a toilet works, like things you can and can't flush down the toilet. It's true though, because then the toilet backs up, but just maybe plumbing 101. Just to explain the mechanics of that will not work. And don't put that down the toilet.
It's an S bend, not a yes bend.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Did
Make
you
it
write
laugh.
that?
Just then.
That was
Well
good.
done.
Well, nothing I ever plan is very good or funny. But in the moment, occasionally, I have a
Yeah,
winner.
we'll bang it, so
Yeah.
pull it out. Anyway, so I get back from the cruise. The first 10 weeks away was so I got approached. I was playing at the burlesque joints, like Red Benny's and
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Bohemia when it was open, and that was really nice. But the cruise ship agent was on a Bucks night at Bohemia and came in and said, "I want you to go and do the cruising." I just said, "Yes, let's do it." And so the next morning, so it was the Monday morning, booked up a 10-week trip, and I went, "Oh, okay." I didn't really think about what 10 weeks away, working every night you're away. It was meant to be 6 nights on and 1 night off, but no,
Yeah.
it just never worked out that way, because you'd take your night off and then everybody would be in the piano bar on the cruise ship going, "Where is he? Can you go and play for a bit?" 10 weeks, I mean, you lose all track of reality and where you are and what day it is.
Yeah.
And
Well, I've never even been on a cruise ship.
it's really weird. So I was staying down at the water level on deck A, because they went down to 0, and then they went A, B, C. So it went like below 0.
I was going to say, like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, water.
Water,
A,
B,
B,
C,
C, yeah,
basically
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. And it was a cabin right in the middle, and no windows.
Oh,
And it was
cabin fever.
It was crazy, man. But the thing is, you would get out of the cabin as much as you could, so you'd get to the. So all you had to do was just play for like 8:45 until roughly 1 in the morning, right?
All you had to do.
Yeah, well, but that's the rest of your day is yours. So
Yeah,
the
but
thing
that's
is,
still
it's a lot.
that's still
like 4.25
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and you don't. But if you took a break, they would all go to bed, right? So I was doing a 4 and a whatever hour set
Straight.
straight. Yeah, for 10 weeks. I think I had 2 nights off in 10 weeks.
So you went, fuck this
Okay.
shit. I'm going to open my own bar so I can have a break.
But I kept hearing that number and going, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah, right. The number of how much they were making each night.
We can do this. I'm thinking, just even if it's half, just I've got to do this.
Yeah, right.
So I threw myself into it headlong. But the whole end game with doing the 10-week thing was I was going to get invited back as a guest artist on the ship. But what happened is the cruise ship agent saw I was doing really well.
And the piano bar.
And the
just
company
came
saw I
along
was
to
working
win.
my butt off and not getting paid any more than anybody else was. So the only jobs I kept getting offered were the ones in the piano bar on the cruise ship. So I did another 6-week trip. And the next one I went to Louisiana. I was quite happy doing this. It was hard being away from the family, but I was really, I was into it. But I go to Louisiana. This is where sort of my hand got forced with the piano bars, because I was having a lot of fun on these cruises. It was the second cruise out of the US, and there was a big group of 50 gay guys all in matching t-shirts that were on a group trip, and they did a group cruise every year. They were hilarious, but they were like mental and quite wealthy, but they were tipping. And I used to say things like, "Oh, well, back in Australia, this is what we'd do now. We'd all have a shot of tequila now." And we had lots of shots of tequila. But I said, "Oh, gee, guys, this party's going so well." It's quite a big bar, about 200 people in this one on the American cruise ship. If this party was going to get any better, somebody would have to get naked right now. It's like, who's it going to be? Anyway, so one of the guys came up with $500 on top of the piano and said, "It's going to be you." So I went, No worries.
Great, I was going to do it for free.
And so within about 3 minutes, the head of security and the cruise director were standing right behind me.
Also naked?
No, I didn't get the memo.
Very much not.
Like, they didn't even get the joke. So I got whisked away. I mean, of course, what happened though is everyone started throwing things at the head of security and the cruise director at that point. It was really full on. These are swamp people from Louisiana. They're not like, jazz fans. They're like Confederate flags and big beards, right? No tiki torches at that stage, but it was pretty full on. Anyway, so I never got invited back after that as the piano bar entertainer. So I thought, well, I've got to do something.
Now I'm going to open my own bar.
I'm going to do my own bar.
So I'm going to take my clothes off.
Yeah, well,
I'm not going to kick myself out.
The privacy of my own venue.
Awesome.
But anyway, Jess was not into it. She thought that was the dumbest idea in the world.
Taking your clothes off in your own bar.
Oh, that's well. No,
Is that why she resisted? She's like, well, I don't mind you having your own bar, Andy, but I don't want to take it.
I don't want to have to deal with this.
Yeah, it's bad enough I see ghosts in my house. Now I've got to see your cock at work.
I mean, you are
admittedly, it's a
pale.
big piano. And I just,
A big organ.
Oh,
really?
my big organ. No. But so, I mean, Jess was dead against it at first, but look, it got to the point where I was just like, bugger it, I'm going to do it. So I went off, even though we'd had the discussion, and she said, if you do this, we're going to, it's all over. Like, she was quite serious. I just went out and signed the lease anyway. I just thought, right.
Oh, you did the Simon Stav approach.
I did. Just do it.
Yeah.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Do you know, I know you're telling a story, but we were doing a gig and Simon was doing the sound for us, and it was a set break. And the phone rings and he's like, it's Lisa. Yep. No, you're definitely still getting your pool for summer. Definitely. Yes, absolutely, I promise you. Yeah, no worries. All right, we'll talk about it when I get home. Hangs up the phone. So what was that? She just found the $75,000 receipt for the new PA I bought.
He's so
And then
naughty.
the next thing that came out of his mouth was literally, better ask forgiveness than get permission.
If there's anyone that can pull it off.
Did you get her pool?
Yeah, it's a lovely pool, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very nice. He doesn't do things by halves, our Simon.
No.
Oh, but no, he gets away with it. But as it turns out, I do too. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
right. No, but it was quite tense. And Jess was like, I don't want anything to do with it. And then I had a guy that we used to do piano bar nights occasionally at a little private members club called the Geelong Club down here. It's a bit, bit posho. But John had just quit his job there, and he's like, well, I'll manage for you. I went, oh, fantastic. Because I had no experience and I had no contacts. I mean, I knew how to make things look pretty, like shipbuildings look nice. But aside from that, no clue what I was doing. So I thought, well, at least I got someone here. And then what happened, a week and a half before we opened, this guy, John, took another job and left me high and dry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was full on.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh no, I've made a big mistake here. But anyway, luckily Jess jumped back on board and we just made it up as we went along. And the first 3 months, honestly, we had no idea what we're doing, but that's the good thing about it, is you don't tell everybody you're open just yet. You need a bit of time to try and find your feet. And then about sort of 6 months later, we had a random come in on a Thursday night. Just moved back to Geelong, ex-Qantas, and he'd had a lot to drink that night, but he was with two friends from Sydney and came in and just, he's at the bar singing and going crazy, and it's a good atmosphere at the piano bar. Next minute, he's up on the piano. This is a total random. He's standing on top of my piano. If I could turn back time.
This is the old upright piano.
No. Well, no, I've moved that out by then. So I had a big old electric grand. So he's standing on top of that like a stage, lip syncing to Cher. And I go, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what the? Who lets these? It just anyway. So it turns out we all sit down.
Turns out it was Cher.
No, it wasn't Cher. Incidentally, saw her in Vegas a week and a half ago, and she was amazing.
Oh, should I?
Really good.
I'm
She's
going to
really
Vegas in
bloody good.
September, so should I go?
She'll back into it. She's back in September.
Has she got the vocoder on?
No, she sings it all. No, she's amazing.
Cool.
Anyway, so this guy Aaron, we just couldn't get rid of him, as it turned out, and then
So you just gave him a job.
he gave him a job, and then he bought into the business. So now it's Aaron, Jess, and I, and the three of us are making magic happen. It's quite amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's he's a real gun. He's ex-Qantas, big on social media, really good with marketing, really good at getting a message across to staff as well. And
So how many staff do you have now? Because obviously your dad was bar guru
well,
for ages.
we started out with like dad behind the bar. My sister worked a few shifts. I mean, we grabbed anyone we could at that stage. Our house painter started off in the kitchen. Like, she was there painting the house with us, and she cooks a bit, so she's still working for us now. Chandel was worked the first week we were in there, and of course that was a big thing for her. She's a singer, and not just like a singer. She's like a
she's incredible.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
But
Jazz
she was
diva.
was happy to come in and pick up glasses, and that's where our thing with the singing waiters and waitresses came in, is because Chandel
Was working and sang a couple of songs.
and it just blew people's mind.
You got a headset, microphone.
Yep.
Yeah.
People thought she was taking orders for the drive-through when she first started working.
Oh my god, you're going to do drive-through piano bar?
Oh, that'd be hilarious!
Fucking cool.
Just order songs off the menu.
That'd be good. Take one home.
If I can turn
come
back
on with
time,
the way. If we can monetize it, we'll do it.
not going to shake.
Shake it off. That's right. Yeah.
You guys are good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Popcorn shake. Yeah.
Huh?
There you go.
Gold. Oops. I'm breaking things.
But then so we're up to 45 staff now.
What?
Far out.
It's unbelievable.
Oh my lord.
And that's we actually.
Because you've got 2 venues and this place. What I'll do is I'll get the video camera and do a little bit of a walkthrough. But you've got upstairs as well. So you can run Piano Bar 1 as a private function.
Yep. Little one. Yep.
Place, because you've still got the lease on that. Then you've got this is the one that's the main
this
one
is the big,
downstairs.
Just shove them all in.
And then upstairs you can run as a different thing or private functions as well. So you basically like 3 a night when you open, if you on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Sunday as well.
Sunday.
And it's all day Sunday, so we've been doing a day
Like a jazz
session,
day.
like a jazz thing, and then we have our drag queens on a Sunday night. We have a night called Pitch Please.
Yes, cool.
And you've seen the AMI ads with the 2 drag queens that break down. You probably don't watch television.
TV.
That's all right.
Yeah.
They've
It's
been
good
on
time
the
to watch
internet a
TV.
lot. I don't watch it either. I just
hell.
watch it because they're in it. But they've got a bit of a profile.
Yeah, right.
So they've been coming down for a year. We had a first anniversary.
Are they not based in Geelong?
No, they're based in Melbourne, so they come down every...
Awesome.
So
It's so funny because they come down with their face all made up and pretty much half dressed. So
Yeah.
driving
you're
down, imagine if
almost-
they get pulled over, it'd be hilarious.
You're almost... So the piano bar, where effectively what happens is you've got a guy playing and singing, or someone
Occasionally
else
a girl.
also- occasionally a girl. And so, but you're kind of like that, and then a bit like the Butterfly Club too, aren't you? In the sense that you have like a cabaret show, so people come and put on their individual shows as well.
It's been a really interesting thing to do because we've given the room to the artist for nothing, and we charge $15 a ticket, but the entire door goes to the artist.
Yeah.
Now it's a dark night for us. We obviously don't do it on a Friday and a Saturday night.
So this would be like a
Monday,
Tuesday, Wednesday,
or even a Thursday.
Yeah.
And we fill it. It's a combination of the artist using social media to get 60 or 70 bums on seat, and that's for the smaller venue. But that's it's not bad for a Monday or a Tuesday when you're threshing that. It's like
it's great.
$900 or $1,000 for a little come in and do a show, and I'll play for them. And we open the kitchen, we open the bar. It's a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that sometimes venues they give away their good nights. Like you're always going to be full on a Friday and a Saturday night.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
And if you're but if you're a musician,
So you are.
we're
Lots of places aren't, dude. So you've built
become a
this to be
destination
that.
venue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're lucky. I mean, we don't have a Friday and a Saturday available now until mid-January.
And by which stage you won't have one by June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we thought this with 200 people in this venue that this would be enough, so we could still have a bit of wiggle room. But no, it's literally now there's a waiting list on just about every weekend.
So on a Friday and Saturday, what happens in here?
So we don't take bookings after 8, so we make sure everyone comes in here first, which is a big thing because people would go and have dinner and come here at 9:30. But if they make a 9:30 booking, it comes 10 o'clock.
Of course.
That's not good for us. So we say, right, you're either in early or you're not in at all. They order food, they order drinks. We're not like this nanny state where you buy a bottle of wine, right? You don't just keep buying glasses and because a lot of people go, we don't really want to serve people a bottle of wine. We're all grown-ups, right? We cater to an older audience. They come in here, they've got their food, they've got their bottle of wine, and these little bits of paper where they write their name and their favourite song down, and they put them up on the piano. I think what works really well for us is people in Geelong know value, because we've seen Ford close down, we've seen Alcoa disappear, Shell's hanging on by a thread. Geelong's had some hard times over the years. Pyramid, I mean, you just think about all the bad things that have happened in Geelong. People are looking for a fun, cheap and cheerful night out, so they haven't paid to get in. Drinks are reasonable, and they're not paying for a request. I mean, you'll see it if you go to the piano bars in Vegas. For $5, you get a verse and a chorus of your song sung. If you put 20 down, and that's $20. They'll sing your song, but they won't even sing the whole song, and they don't put any love into it. It's pathetic, like really,
Great, can't wait to go.
Yeah, I was really disappointed because they're just so greedy, and it takes the fun out of it. But I mean, I'll have like 300 or 400 requests on the piano by the end of the night. But it's hilarious. But the best thing is, like, you yell out someone's name and you say, "Oh, Matt, I'm going to play this song for you," and they go, "Oh, I feel a bit special at this point." And then all the other people that like that song are going, "Oh, I like that song too." And what happens? The tables, they're all sitting around here, but gradually over the night, they all start talking to each other.
Yeah, of course.
And it's the music, it's that sort of shared fun, and the fact that it's a pretty safe environment too. And it's about 80% women we get here, and that's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, wow.
It's not a blokey place. That might have something to do with the music we play, I don't know, but it's not the sort of thing where like, footy team comes through a breakup. It's very mum's night out, get a babysitter, leave the boys at home.
Yeah, right.
Do you know the other thing too, like I have noticed, and this is the interesting thing about certainly I play in the complete opposite type of venues to this, is that this place knows what it is and it's not being anything else. Everywhere else I play, is it a bar? Is it an Irish bar? Is it an English bar? Is it a sport venue?
Yep.
Is it a TAB? Is it a restaurant?
Yep.
Like, it's trying to be everything, right? And so guys tend to be okay with whatever, but I find that I observe that when women are in a place like that, they're a little bit like, what the fuck is this place?
Yep.
And then, because of all of the different types of things, it's like it's on top of you.
Yep.
Whereas you come in here, you go, oh, this is a bar with a piano and someone's singing songs, and I can get a drink and I can sit with my friends and have a chat.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Great. Now I know what it is.
Yeah, and it's almost too simple. You just go like, we don't even know what we're doing right sometimes. But I just think that people build up a relationship with us online too, because they do all their inquiries through Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook's amazing. You can keep a lot of notes about people in the back end so if they've been in before, we'll actually take notes about what they did with the last time they were in, who they were with, what they were celebrating.
Yeah. Kind of hotel styles, like how hotels do.
Yeah, absolutely. You better believe it. I mean, information's everything. And you really get to know your people, especially if they've been 2 or 3 times. You get to know them very well. And if it's my job as the piano bar guy to make sure that if they come in again, I remember that was what they had last time. Yeah. I don't have to remember their name or anything really specific about them, but if I sort of recognise their face and remember that last time they danced like a crazy person to that
they
song.
They ordered that song, ordered.
Oh, it's true. But so if you do that, I mean, that's very, very powerful. And music is a very, very, it's associated with so many memories and so many things in our lives that a song, once it's got into you and you feel it, and someone plays that song, especially for you, that's.
That's not a great song though.
Oh no, well, we'll be very careful.
Especially for you.
Oh, that's Jason and Kylie. That was 30 years ago. They got married, wasn't it? This year, 2017. It's true. It'll be 30 years.
Yeah, 87.
Yeah, 87.
Yeah.
I want to get Angry Anderson in here. We'll do.
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory suddenly was his Neighbours song.
That was his Neighbours song.
No.
Bound for Glory and the Batmobile at Waverley is still marvellous.
What?
Yeah.
Bound for Glory in the Batmobile.
Was it like AFL Grand Final?
That was the only time they didn't play it at the MCG. It was 89.
Ah, right.
So Geelong lost to Hawthorn. Harrowing as a child.
I remember.
Put me off football. It's probably the reason I turned to music.
Aerosmith was the first concert I ever went to, but Angry Anderson opened. So Angry Anderson was the first live band I ever saw. Yeah.
He's had therapy. I think he's mildly irritated Anderson now.
Happy Anderson.
Happy Anderson. Anyway, we're just, it feels like, I don't know, we're just trying to work out what to do next. That's the issue, because we've got momentum. It feels like we're doing something right. And You hit it right on the head. This going out and doing things is dying. It's dying a slow death, but it's a combination of, well, and all the other thing is too, musicians complaining that there's no work anymore. I don't know, I just get a bit cranky at musicians because the days of getting the gig, doing the gig, getting paid for the gig, and then that's the entire scope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're long gone. That's 1980s sort of stuff, right? Where there used to be like a band in every pub and a band in every, there'd be, that's nightclubs, the old style nightclubs. Yeah. It's all gone, it's all changed. There are ways to do it. And like these concerts we do on the midweek nights is a good way to do it, but it's going to require legwork from the artist because we're not going to underwrite that. So I'm not taking financial risks on shows and then I'm left holding the baby.
Yeah. You put on the staff to
we will supply, the stage
venue.
is set, right? You just come in, you do a show.
Yeah.
We'll advertise it. We've got like nearly 10,000 likes on our Facebook and they're heavily engaged with what we do, which is really cool. But if you can, anyone can pull 30 people, anyone can do that. It makes sense.
You've shown as well that if musos want to play and they want to earn money, you can find a way to open your own venue. You don't have to have a big space. You don't have to have a huge bar. You can get a shop front, put some Bunnings chairs in it, right? And bring your PA.
Yep.
And on your quiet nights, you can play. And if you've got a wedding booked, you go book the wedding and get another muso to come and play.
I'm still doing cruises, by the way. Like I've just come off a cruise last week. So I go on, I do one show in the theatre. I'm there for like 5 or 6 days. And then come
fully
home.
Clothed?
Fully clothed this time, yes. But I do my clarinet and a whole bunch of silly gags like that. And it's fun, but it's like...
Oh, that's right, you're a multi-instrumentalist as well, aren't you? Yeah.
Focus on the mental.
Can you bend a carrot with your bare mind?
Yuri Geller.
Right.
Well, he was...
But that might have to stop in the future because it's it's hard to be away, especially like what happened when I was away this week.
Because you're a dad as well.
I'm a dad. Yeah, I mean, pardon me. I'm a bit of a cold at the moment. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's
was it because I mentioned dad?
Yeah, no.
And then you wanted to vomit.
Well, no.
What happened?
No, look. The kids are so resilient, and I'm at home a lot more than a lot of dads. It's just when I'm away for like a week at a time.
Yeah.
So, but that's good.
And what happens here when you're away?
Well, we got other people to cover. But what's happened, we've had one of our piano men get really, really ill, like hospital and stuff. It's very sudden. He's bouncing back, and then another one of our piano guys just called in sick this week.
Right.
So we were left like...
There's a lot of it about.
Yeah.
Matt had a week off.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you're back though.
I'm back.
Yeah, it's good.
Hooray.
It's good to have you back.
Thanks, man.
See, I had to fly a friend down from Sydney just to cover it, which is, but it had to be done because no piano man's a bit of fun. Yeah. Anyway,
can I have piano bar and have...
It's just bar otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I ask you, if you were to give, like, let's say Matt and I decide to open guitar bar.
Yep.
Right, because it rhymes.
It does.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Right. What would you say would be, like, to get this off the ground, these are the things I would say you need to do?
Everything yourself.
Yeah.
Like, be a tight-arse. Because the minute you start paying everybody to do everything, it's going to be a disaster.
And to
everything's
prove
expensive.
that point, this wallpaper...
Yeah, which is not being done particularly well this time around, unfortunately.
A3 print-ups of old movie posters that you have stuck up yourself.
Yeah.
Not stuck up yourself.
No wonder they're not sticking to the walls now.
That's like we're picking on like a postage stamp. Yeah.
They're washed. Apologies.
Yeah, but I mean, everything's... Yeah. You have to do it yourself. There's just no way around it.
Did you make the booth things?
Oh, I helped. Yeah. Dad and I made everything the first time around.
Super handy.
We have another guy that's...
Yeah.
Like Aaron's basically brother-in-law. Or stepbrother. I don't know how you work that. No, I think it's stepbrother would be the right... Anyway.
Relation.
Yeah, they're sort of related.
I discovered when I renovated my house, I just discovered that I would pay people to do the jobs that I knew that they could either do much better than me, but mainly much quicker than me.
Yeah.
Because I found there was a break-even point between how long it would take me to do a job versus going out and doing something else and paying somebody else professional to come in and spend,
Yeah, that's a good point. I think I'm talking a lot too about just the general like if a delivery's coming, or you need to, like, we still buy all of our booze at Dan Murphy's, right?
On special.
Well,
Oh, no,
it's still,
bulk,
just when they need it.
It's still cheaper to buy it at Dan's than it is to get it delivered from the wholesaler.
Yeah, right.
So the wholesaler is selling it for more than you buy it off the shelf. It makes no sense, but it's a pain in the arse. So every Thursday, I go down and I fill the van up with booze and I lift it up the stairs.
Yeah, wow.
Now, by doing
So
that,
you don't have deals with suppliers?
we have a deal with a supplier that's, I feel like Donald Trump. It's a bad deal. it's a shocker. Be very careful. Things are not that, and the other thing I learned on cruise ships too is like all the bars, especially outside, it's a fridge and an ice well. So every time you do this, there's no taps, there's no lines to kegs to, every time you do that, it's $5 in your pocket, right? I don't understand when you can go and buy a slab of Carlton Draft for $45.
Yeah.
Why do you come out and pay $7 for a stubby in a venue?
Well,
we are
increasingly people aren't.
Well, you do that.
They are here, which is like, and they say $7 for a stubby. That's great.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, because a Corona at some venues is $12.
That's rubbish.
Yeah.
That's how you make a Mexican person laugh, though. Tell them how much we pay for a Corona in Australia. I was working with some Mexicans on a ship this week. Yeah. And it's like, you what? They're a buck back home. I mean, but so that was just a massive eye-opener. And even on the ships, they didn't have a post-mix gun. They're just using cans.
So two things. Right,
It's so simple. Like, literally, what do you need to run a bar? You literally need a space and some booze.
Yeah. And music.
Well, music. There's always a reason to exist, right? And a very simple reason to exist, right? I think food is a big draw card here too. A lot of bars put food into the too hard basket. It's not too hard at all. Yeah. But
did you find that was a huge learning curve too? The food going.
That's
from
still a big learning curve for us.
Yeah.
In the sense of
what to serve,
right?
Yeah.
How to serve it efficiently. How to make sure that you're not spending 20 hours a week prepping things.
Do you have to jump through a lot of hoops as far as
No, not really. Once you
getting health regulations and all that sort of stuff?
They're really good.
Okay.
Once you've opened up, obviously, then they leave you to. But we've had to do two new kitchens here, and we had to use an old one, the other venue. But once it's compliant, they just come and do a yearly inspection.
Yeah.
It's really, everyone wants to help. Even though sometimes I've had problems with councils, people are still very scared at council about live music and how that will affect a neighbourhood. What we do is not loud.
No.
It's raucous, but it's not like disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was a big hurdle to get over. It was like, if we didn't have live music, it would have been a cinch to open this up.
Right.
No? And this is where councils and musician groups, whatever, need to lobby and come up with a way of doing this that doesn't freak planning officers out. Because live music, you think about Neighbours, you think about what it's going to do long term to the amenity of a neighbourhood, they think it's going to ruin it. But it doesn't. It just adds to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't need to be like the band. We all know the cover band thing is sort of not as big as it used to be as well. A lot of venues don't do that. But putting an acoustic guitarist in the corner of your venue and just not having it doesn't really serve it. It's just noise. People talk over it. They don't interact with it.
That many times I'm playing somewhere is like I can hear conversation at the back of the room, and there's no way that someone outside could justify a noise complaint from the music.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the noise. Yeah,
because it's people talking. Yeah.
Look, I'm all for having live music, but there's a lot of the time they just put someone there for the sake of it. They say live music, and then people just go, "Well, that's not really an attraction." What we've done here is it's just only one little step from what I used to do, which is in the corner and play to nobody listening. And people still talk like crazy in it. Don't get me wrong, but it's these bloody slips, these little bits of paper, because at the end of the day, everyone's selfish, right? Very, very selfish
and narcissistic. Yes, absolutely.
So, but if
I'm not.
If you play this, I want my.
How dare you suggest that I'm
selfish? Selfish Dom. That's
God.
No, at the end of the day, what we've done
is different, just like everyone else.
It's
Can we just talk about me a little bit more?
Yeah, no, it's
yeah,
right. Come on,
not even slightly selfish or narcissistic.
But as soon as you make the music about the people in the room,
well, that's how we for 10 years at least, I've run all our gigs. We play and then just we take requests.
That's why people love you guys, and you've got a really
That's
strong
why we don't
following.
have quiet winters.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
compared to other
absolutely.
people.
Well, that's definitely a huge part of it.
But how many people, musicians, do you know go, oh, I'm never taking requests, I'm not playing that song? And they were doing that to us in Vegas, these bloody piano bar entertainers. So we went to on the last night. We'd seen this guy at New York, at where we were staying, and so we went over to the other casino to watch him play. And I put, if I could turn back time to share, because we were going to film it for Aaron, because that's how it was. He got to the request, picked it up, walked off the piano, and gave it back to us and said, I'm not playing that.
What?
Which I reached in and got a 20 out and said,
Think again.
play the fucking song, is what I said to him.
Did you?
Yeah, well, fuck off. I said, no, I'll come and play it. Right, then I'd had a couple of drinks by then, of course.
Aye.
I was so upset going, take my money and shut up and play the song, bitch. I get that here, right, where people, and they go, play the song. I go, well, I'm going to play the song. I want to play it. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But no one's paying me to do it. If I don't like the song, I play the song. Because they like it. And then, there's that group of 15 women in the corner that are asking for that song. And they go mental for that song. And they go, well, it's up to me.
Absolutely. And that's always been my argument with the request thing, and the number of musos I know that simply refuse on principle to play those standard requests.
Who the hell are they?
Jesse's go, I'm not here to reinvent the wheel.
No.
I'm
The other
here to be
aspect-
an entertainer. And if that's what I'm going to do to interact with a room full of people, fuck, of course I'm going to do it.
But you might have played it the night before that, and the night before, and every night for the last 20 years, whatever. But they have never heard you play it. They don't care.
Well, they have, and that's why they asked for it
Well,
again.
yeah, that's the other thing.
Because when Pobbers played this that night, we had a good time. It's why people always say those classic songs, because when they had a few drinks,
what they
and they
wanna
remember
hear.
the last time they had a few drinks at a bar, they associate these are the songs that we hear when we're at this place.
I mean, I encourage people to try harder.
Yep. No, you can request better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some people just, it's not cool to request Piano Man at 6:45, for example, because we all know
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday, man.
traditionally
9
takes
o'clock
this-
on a Saturday.
this song will
Not
only be
7.
played. There's 2 rules, and I'll be honest. There's 2 rules. Piano Man at 9. Horses not before midnight.
My
Right.
rule with horses is not outside of the Spring Carnival.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's a seasonal request.
Yeah.
I like
No,
it.
that's my holy
Like
grail.
it's- yeah.
Which I was just
absolutely.
going to say, which means for the rest of you, I have to play Holy Grail. You can't have both,
No, you can't. It's true.
which is actually not true. I will absolutely play both.
Yeah, but not before midnight. And I just say, well, if you really want to hear it, you'll stick around to the end. You're not going
Yeah.
before midnight, are you? That's right, if you're a real party person. But the rest it's open slammer, and so it should be.
Absolutely.
And
It's a
it will-
service industry.
It is, and why do we think that we're so much more... why do musicians get in this thing where just because they've worked their whole life and every 3 minutes a room full of people applaud them? Right? Can you imagine?
That's because musicians don't know the difference between being a musician and an artist. That's because
That's a very good point.
Not all musicians, clearly lots do, but there's this thing that people who think, I'm an artist.
You've nailed that. That's
and
exactly right.
it's like, well, that's one. You can be a musical artist, right? But a musician, and we've mentioned this before, I think on the podcast.
Yeah.
But a musician's just a plumber for music.
Yeah.
Like it's
a
like
skill
this is
set.
the thing. We're coming in here to solve this particular issue at this particular venue, at this particular time, and that is to give people a good, keep people here, give them a good time, keep people here, and. Yeah, we get to do something we really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
But it's not the thing we really want to be doing with it for, we're not always playing
No,
the songs
of
we
course
want to
not.
play. And the other thing you're saying about not taking requests, musicians who know 300 to 600 songs, to 1,000 songs, whatever. So when someone says, play Cold Chisel, we've got 7 Cold Chisel songs we can play.
Marvellous.
For them. They might mean play K-San.
But they ask for the artist.
But if they ask for the artist, you can play something else. And people freak out. Like,
Oh, they
what do
love
you
it.
mean you know more than one song from an artist?
No, it's brilliant.
Because most musos go, I've got my set list of 40 songs, I don't need to learn anything else.
That's it.
Yeah, well, that's a shame. Isn't
I've
it?
seen people
And the other
put
thing is, you
that-
kind of touched on it as well, that as a muso, as anyone going to do any job, just turning up at the place of work isn't actually doing the job.
No, it isn't. No.
You can't just turn up here and stand behind the bar. You've actually got to serve some drinks.
You better believe it.
It's that analogy I say all the time about the request thing. Because people often say, "You guys play requests? I can't believe you just did a whole gig of requests."
Yep.
And I said, well, that's it's kind of what we do. I go, it'd be like standing behind a bar and someone saying, "Oh, can I have a Corona, please?" And you're like, "Yeah, I prefer to serve Carlton."
It's exactly.
Yeah, but I want a Corona. Yeah, I don't want to give you one.
And at that stage, they just go, "Thank you very much. I tried. I really wanted to engage with you. I really wanted that Corona. Because if you give me a Corona, I'll come and have 5 more, and I'll bring some friends with me next time."
So many years of playing, I get asked for requests of artists I've never heard of or don't know, and it's like, wow, I know lots of songs and lots of artists, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
Can you give me another one that I do know? Really sorry. And that's where we go away and learn songs.
Learn the
from people.
song.
Yeah, because you go, oh well, I've never heard it. Let's give it a go.
On those cruise ships, it was brilliant because there's nothing more embarrassing than someone coming back the next night after you've told them you don't know that song and they ask for the same song again.
Yeah.
You've got 2 options, right? You either have that awkward, well, you asked for that last night and I didn't know it then,
and
I still don't know it now. And you know what? On a 10-day cruise, they're going to come back every fucking night. And do you really want to go through that Groundhog Day conversation?
Well, the only way to
get on there, learn the song, and then when they walk in,
play it for them when they walk in.
When they walk in,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only way to get away with that is just to take your clothes off.
That's true.
Yeah, just get kicked off the cruise. I'm not learning that fucking song.
No, that's right.
Which is funny because when we take our pants off at gigs, no one bats an eyelid.
No.
Like,
I mean, it was almost like
embarrassing, really.
Yeah.
Just the party was going well, but you want to see just like, well, how mental can it go? Let's just what can we do?
Yeah.
And it did go mental. It went mental.
All right, so you've.
But so I haven't had to resort to that here just yet.
So you said if we go to open guitar bar, right?
Keep it
we got to do it ourselves.
Yep. Shop at Dan Murphy's.
Shop at Dan Murphy's.
Don't sign any deals for. I mean, I can't believe setting up this thing. So we thought, big is good, and we've filled big already, and we're going to continue to fill. I've signed a 13-year lease with Aaron and Jess on this. I'll be 50 by the time we get out of here.
Wow!
Right, it's a big commitment. So I have to do it that big, but we've chosen to go that big because we've put a bit of money into this joint. And it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And
I mean, other than the wallpaper, that's clear.
Yeah, but
well, the floors aren't dirt anymore.
No, it's true. We have a campfire in here. And that's what you need, a guitar bar. Dirt floor and a bloody campfire.
Lone Star Guitar Bar.
Couple of cowboys. Couple of GhostCats. No.
GhostCats. I'm doing that cartoon. I'm fucking doing it. GhostCats.
That's pretty much the whole episode.
That's it. Yeah. Did you hear something? No.
The Blair Cat Project. I love it. Cats in a forest. No, but really, if you keep. So this is the thing. So we signed a deal to put tap beer on. Do we think tap beer? That's like people have tap beer, and I've always said no tap beer. It's ridiculous. Let's go. I don't even know how that shit works. How does it get from the barrel through that thing there? And I've tried, over the years, you hop behind the bar after a gig at a nightclub going, pour myself a pot. It's really macho for Pobjoy, really, really butch. I'll just get there and you go, and all you get is like this. But, this is me. The older I get, I start to get a little bit scared of shit I can't do straight away. Right? If I can't go right,
we talked about this on the last episode.
Oh, did you?
As an adult, you just used to be able to do things. Yeah.
Well, that's what I found when I was teaching mature age students. You don't pick things up as quick as you did when you were a kid. So the first instinct is to give up. Now, I don't necessarily say I'll give up, but if I'm going to attempt that sort of something new, I don't want to do it with an audience.
No, that's right.
I look like an absolute idiot.
At least pouring beer, you're going to eventually get some kind of beer out of it.
Well, you will. I feel like Barney though. Let's get straight in. But I thought, well, okay, we may as well do it. And you know what? Beer companies are really keen to get you to sign on that dotted line, right? Mm-hmm. And they offered us, they're going to install all the tapware and all the, you go, that's a pretty good deal. Then you look at how much a keg costs. And of this particular brand of beer that we're selling, and you go, Right. So
It's liquid gold.
I go, this is ridiculous. So the stubby of this particular imported Japanese beer
Oh, that one. Yeah.
is $1.80. For me our unit price for a schooner is around about $4.50 out of these stupid.
Fuck.
Now this is something I said to just sign it looks like a good deal.
But it's not.
Not a particularly good deal. But the good news is we're selling so much of this shit that we're going to get through our 3-year quota in 6 months. So
I was going to say.
Right. So we're
I was going to say. I thought what Pobbers was going to say. The good news is, right? I'm going to Dan Murphy's. I'm buying slabs of the beer, pouring it into
funny good idea.
pouring it into the kegs and selling it through the tap.
No, just like pouring. Oh, look over there. There you go. So, you got to do, and it's not a bad thing. You know, we're selling a lot of it. And it does cut down on the amount of rubbish, but
of course.
emptying a bin costs you $6, and if you're clever, you'd take it all down to the depot for. Anyway, it's
you can get one of those fancy glass crushers to do
I want one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was thinking about it because, you know, bottles are awesome. They've got like lots of air in them, but when you put them through, this makes it into sand.
Yeah,
Dust.
that's right. And then you can.
But the bin weighs a ton after you've got, because it makes the bottle look very, very small in sand terms. But yeah, that'd be good. All these things. But I mean, just if I don't think we'll ever do, because we're opening one in Colac next. We're bought a building in Colac.
Oh, fuck.
So
Brilliant.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
But see, when you get over 100 people, you have to start putting security on. Now, having a job here as a security guard is like, I mean, it's fun. We've never had in 2.5 years, knock on wood, one single violent incident, not even a hint of a violent incident, because everyone's so damn happy, right? But so now it's a legal requirement that because we're licensed for 200 people, we have to have 3 guards on. That is a huge cost.
That's a huge expense.
And it's so unnecessary. Yeah. We have someone on the door at the small place, but it's one of our bar staff, or it's the person that came in to start the kitchen service, and then at 8:30, 9 o'clock, they stand on the front door.
Because how many people is full at the small area?
50 is like we're licensed for 50.
Right.
So we just have to be mindful of numbers and make sure that we don't let anyone in that shouldn't be in, and because you can't smoke inside anymore, that's the reason you have someone there to make sure that they were in and they weren't just sneaking in.
Of course.
But you don't have to be a security guard to do that.
No.
So keeping it under 100.
So can you, with security, do they have, so someone who's on the door, do they have to be a trained security person? So you can give staff a multi-purpose job for the night, and as long as they've gone off to do that. Yeah, so
that's exactly that's what.
So like everyone's like, we'll send you off for training. You get trained, work behind the bar for a few hours, then
we have Stella, who mum and dad's next door neighbours. It's their daughter. She's early 50s. Moved back to Geelong. Was looking for a job. She's really good in the kitchen. She used to work as a theatre tech in the opera in Adelaide, so she's really switched on. And we just put her through the security course. And we put her on through a job agency as well too, which was fantastic. And we've got a really diverse age group of people working for us too. So older people, younger people, which is really good. So Stella starts her shift off in the kitchen and then ends up working security for the rest of the night. Awesome. And so does one of our cooks, Jared, as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Smart.
Because we only need them for, but they want the hours. So we can only offer, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. Well, technically, that's every time we have live music, so it's always. But we can only offer them 20 hours a week, really. Yeah. Maybe 25 tops as a security guard. But if you want to come in and do some extra shifts and you've got a skill set in the kitchen, by all means.
Yeah, you're up to 35 hours.
Done.
Yeah.
So you get your alcohol from the local bottle shop. Where do you get your food from?
So, we make it all here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like our pizzas, there's an Iranian bread shop around the corner. They bake their flatbreads. So we buy 400 flatbreads a week from them. And so all the sauces and bases are made from scratch.
Awesome.
But everything freezes beautifully, right? So it's all made, but you don't. If you're going to make the onion jam that we use on a lot of the pizzas, you make a shit ton of onion jam, and then you put it in little containers and you put it in the freezer, and it's fun.
Brilliant.
So it's not that difficult.
No.
But you have to do something, and again, it can't be. You've got to have food that it's got a drink because we don't have big tables. We only have room to put something little. You got a drink in one hand. You got to grab it with one hand and eat.
Yeah, so it's not sitting down with a knife and fork.
Yeah, it's true. And they're not having 17,000 things on the menu helps too.
Yeah.
Like really only having 8 things.
Yeah.
And that's enough. And the other thing we do too is to people
gotta
as we
hate
say,
them, yes.
Yeah, 8. Well, that's right.
You can't not eat food.
It's not your finest work there, Dom, but it's I'll pay.
Hey, you know what? The more you shoot, the more you hit.
That's right. Amen to that. But you know.
That wasn't one of my finest.
No.
Just ask the guy with the fried rice. Go on.
No, it's it really, like we say to people, for $20 a head or $25 a head if you're a bit hungry, we'll just bring food to you all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really handy because if we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we hasn't been selling as well for whatever reason, so it helps us turn our stock over. People are really happy. Again, it goes to this value proposition.
Yep.
But if you go out to the pub now, you want a $15 palmy, right? Well, for $20-25, we'll feed you all night. And you're not going to be hungry, and it keeps people sensible as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But it plays into this value thing. If you're going to go out and spend some money, you don't want to spend $15 on a bloody cover charge just to get in the venue before.
No.
And then what does that do? This is the other thing on the cruising I've learned was you never. Well, so there's a lot of people buy the cruise fare at the last minute. So they go, I'm getting such a good deal here. I'm only paying $80 a day or $100 a day to be on the ship. So that means they start spending like a sailor, and no cash ever gets changed hands because they're tapping the card every time they pay for something. End of the cruise, they get the bill.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that's not quite how we would, but you see, once people come in, they haven't paid to get in, they're not paying for a song request. Then they go, oh, this is good value already. I was paying $20, I'm going to eat as much as I want to eat. Well, I'm not going to be hungry. Oh, well, I'll buy a few drinks and we'll buy myself a bottle of wine. And then once you're drinking a bottle of wine with friends, it's going to turn into 2 bottles of wine, turning into... It happens quite easily. Yes.
We have a visitor.
We have a visitor. Daz.
Dropping off the key.
Oh, Aaron's Love it. So it plays into that.
Yeah.
So as soon as you're not thinking and you feel like, oh, this is a good deal. So, I feel really good about this. Whereas if you paid a massive fee to be on the cruise, you'd be going, oh gosh, this is costing me a fortune. Yeah. You know, so I might just have one glass of wine with dinner, and I'll go out to hear the band, but I won't have anything.
Yeah.
There's a real flip in the mentality there.
Oh, makes perfect sense.
Well, it does. I mean, you know what it's like. People have a budget. Everyone's budget conscious. Of course, we bloody well are. You work hard for money, and if you can come in and, especially we get big group bookings here, and it's you can invite 30 people, and you haven't really had to pay for any. I mean, if people buy their own drinks and buy their own food, but then all of a sudden we've got a group of 30 people in here that
having a party.
Having a party.
Yep.
And where do you go with 30 people anyway? You go out for dinner, but then what do you do after that?
Yeah.
You know,
and also, lots of places. I mean, you're saying your demographic is 60-70% women.
Yep.
Right. That would be a really shitty thing for them to try to organise to go and have an all-encompassing night somewhere, because they're potentially just going to get harassed by a bunch of drunk guys. But if they start in a place and hang out, but the other thing too, walking into a place with 30 people. Venues are often going, we've got no room for you, or
You better believe it. Yeah. And they go, well, it's too much, too hard. How do we take orders here? I mean, that's the other good thing about saying, right, you want a food package, right? Great. That means we'd have to take 30 orders and then come out with 30 different dishes. So sorry, who ordered the pepperoni pizza? In an environment where everyone's talking and the music's playing, the food comes out, gets dumped in the middle of the table, and everybody eats.
Yeah.
It's just ways of making it
good
simple
model, man.
For
right,
everyone.
so now we know the secrets for opening Guitar Bar. We'll put a proposal together and get Pobbers to invest in it.
Oh, come down and we'll put something together.
Give it off, you can't refuse.
It'll be good. I've got a few ideas for you boys.
Elliot Gould.
Let's talk.
So we could probably wrap up, but what would you like me to say right now to ask you a question that you want to answer?
I think people spend so much time complaining about the gig or the situation or the whatever they've got, and it's so easy. I hate to quote Tony Robbins, but he always said, if you don't know what to do in life, just think of all the things you don't want to do.
Oh, yeah.
And so the piano bar is all the things I don't ever want to do again at a gig, right? And what was left is this.
Yeah.
Just me sitting at the piano with a scotch, playing songs that make people deliriously happy, even if they don't make me happy. And with a whole bunch of people I fucking love, like my wife and Aaron, my best friend, and then everybody, our staff are cool. And that energy is like a slipstream, like people get into that. Whether it's your staff, whether it's your patrons, they come in here and it just, I think we're just selling happy, and happy is hard to come. You know, and I had a few, I'm just touching on before about having to work at the phone shop and being broke renovating this house that we didn't end up with. I wasn't very happy at that point. But I found happy on the cruise ship. In that piano bar thing, I said, well, we'll take some of this home. And you don't have to be on holiday to be having a fun time. To go to a piano bar. Yeah, that's true. And that's a little taste of a little escape, or whatever you want to call it, that people come in here and they go crazy for it. And I don't think it's anything particularly special. I don't think there's anything particularly special about what I do, but we just frame it in here where it's safe, it's fun, it's good value, and it's different every time you come in. That's the other thing. It's like it can't be the same. If it was the same every single time, but something always. I think you guys are like this too. When you involve the audience, it something always goes funny. There's somebody starts singing or dancing or does something crazy when you play that particular song, or you haven't played that song in ages, and you go, oh, that was a really good. There's always twists and turns, and it makes it enjoyable. It makes it enjoyable for the people playing, makes it enjoyable for the people listening.
But it's symbiotic, and that's the main point.
You better believe it. I always used to sit there and think, well, why isn't the audience going off? I remember it was my 25th birthday. I was on Hamilton Island playing in the piano bar there, and there were people falling asleep in there. So like this, and I stood up and said, excuse me, not disturbing you, am I? And I shut the lid of the piano and walked on the beach, and I went, it sort of just went to me going, well, hang on, if you were more entertaining, they wouldn't be fucking asleep, would they? I went, well, this is actually my problem. It's not their problem. Don't hate your audience. Just kick your head into gear and just wake up and go, well, okay, maybe I could be a little bit more entertaining so that the people in the audience didn't go to sleep.
You're an inspiration, Pobjoy.
Absolutely.
On many, many levels. As a performer and as an entrepreneur and all points in between. Well done, man.
Thank you, mate.
Very
it's
proud
very
of you.
fun, but it's a big journey, and we're here. Like I say, I'll see you at my 50th.
How awesome would it be?
I'll hand the keys back.
I'm retiring on my 50th birthday.
Yeah. Well, I hope. Wouldn't that be nice?
Leaving the...
With no voice and no liver.
Why's the piano bar closed? Dialysis.
Transplant waiting list.
He was saving for a glass crusher and bought a dialysis machine.
Well, you know, there could be a second life as Piano Bar. By the time we're all through, that our audience will be like 95. So we could run a dialysis clinic in here.
Well, you've got
the way you're thinking.
You've got the roof. You've got the roof for it. You can definitely
go up.
Anyway, I think we'll
guys, what a
finish
pleasure.
up.
Thank you for coming
Andy.
down. You guys are legends.
This is our first on-location shoot.
Oh, it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks heaps. And as Matt said, awesome story, great inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should really think about Guitar Bar. No kidding.
I will open across the street. Don't you worry. Yeah.
You should do it.
Well, I'm not as. I
don't know why you don't.
Do you know what? Like even
it's
saying
not that difficult. It really isn't.
And also the idea of going. This is what. Effectively, our gigs are what you do. We just play songs that people want.
But cut the middleman out.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's so simple. It's shit we already do. Why do musicians think their skill set stops at a certain point? I have no idea what I'm doing. And you know me, I can be the most disorganised, hard to contact.
12th fret, my friend.
Again. But no, look, I'm not the most. No, it's true. I'm not disorganised. I'm not organised at all. And
I'm not disorganised at all.
No, I'm double negatives here. I can be a real mess. You know.
No, but
you find a way to make it work. So.
Yeah,
what the world does not need is a row of another 500 seat venue, right? what a little suburb or Geelong needed was 10 50-seat venues, right?
Yep.
And the way our little street back there with the small one is transformed.
Oh, it has,
with,
yes. Yeah.
is with all these small and people just saying, right, I'm going to give it a go.
Well, it's that thing as well as about like making money.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as spending money. Like everybody has the same basic expenses. Like everybody has to find enough money to eat and pay their electricity or whatever. So like once you've earned that amount of money, then you can become like just past struggling to wealthy. Like it's like so the rest of the money on top. And it's the same with running a business. Sometimes, which is why you're saying we don't have a cover charge because we don't need to make $1 million a week. No. We just need to make enough money to pay everyone and have a reasonable life. And a lot of people who own a bar, like we got to put pokies in, we got to put this in, we got to put this in because we want to get in, make a fortune, and then fuck off.
No.
And you're clearly not taking that attitude.
There's no need to. I mean, it makes the business what it is. It just contributes.
And also, it's that idea of if you were going to be playing at Crown, for example, for $300 on a Friday night.
Incidentally, we all got paid. I mean, I was getting paid 15 years ago. That money has not moved, and everything else in life goes up, right? So, at some point, you can just say, right, I don't think I want to do that anymore. I don't think that is a good thing. When you're told that you can't sing at your gigs at Crown because it's distracting people from their gambling, I go, well, that's boring. I actually want to interact with them. I want to do that. I feel like a drip sitting here in a tux. Just
playing piano in the background. Yeah.
It's not what I want to do, right? Easier, maybe, but it's not fun. So, I mean, I just think that the numbers stack up. Of course, rent is a big thing, but it's not that everything is. Yeah. You can make.
That's that thing. Once you cover your bases, like what else do you need?
Yeah. You need the talent and the rent's got to be right. I swear that's the only two things you need. And then set up a trestle table and an ice box and a bottle opener, and it's basically a bar. Yeah. If that's what you need to open with it, that's all you can afford. That's what you do.
And a lot of people who open bars aren't musos, are they? So they've got to come up with all the other stuff.
They spend money on stuff that doesn't matter. Like our glasses come from IKEA, and they're good glasses. Yeah. Right? I'm not paying $5.
That's where mine come from.
Why go over the top so you can say, oh, I've got a really nice wine glass for you? They just go, oh, sorry about that. Muscle tough,
Yeah.
Anyway, so
all right,
we could go on all day. But anyway, guys, lovely.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Love your guts.
You're the best.
Well done, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. See ya.
Woo.
Hey, we should, before we go...
Oh yeah, good point. Wow,
Piano Bar, where are we? We're Piano
Bar Geelong. Yes.
And pianobar.com.au and Facebook.
/Piano Bar Geelong.
All right, Piano Bar Geelong. Right, excellent. TRCGiro.com.
Yep.
Yes.
Matt at TRCGiro.com. Dom at TRCGiro.com. There's all this stuff.
Oh, and just before we go, I just need to, because when we did the intro and Dom said his name and I didn't because I thought I'd just be funny and just look at the camera for all those people that couldn't actually hear me because I didn't say anything. Dom, you can cut this in later. Hello!
Not gonna.
Yeah, you are.
Not gonna.
Do it.
All right, see ya. Can you press stop? This is the best bit of the podcast. Don't press stop yet. It's when I get up and walk away and it's the end. Is it stopped?
Didn't you say don't press stop yet?
Yeah, have you stopped?